goals down to beat the Blue Jackets. The Pirates came back from 2 runs down to beat the Reds, and it's a T-Mobile Tuesday night baseball game between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. This is game 2 of their 4-game series, and of course we harken back to that October 1st game, the wild card game. Johnny Cueto will be on the mound tonight for the Cincinnati Reds. Greg Brown along with Steve Blass. And Steve, the Pirates have their own early ace in Edinson Volquez going for the Buccos.
Absolutely, he has been phenomenal. Both these starters with an ERA of around $1.50. Well, we know all about Johnny Cueto. 14-4 overall against the Pittsburgh Pirates career-wise. A very tidy 3-hit shutout last time for Cueto. So he is in mid-season form, but as we always say, that was in the past. Tonight is a brand new night. Volquez, who would have thought he would be our #1 starter at this point, but he has been very good. The control has been documented as being much, much better. Seems like he really believes in his stuff. When you do that, you're not afraid to throw strikes.
Volquez, the former Red, and good buddies with Johnny Cueto on the mound tonight against the Reds ace. The Pirates now find out that 2 of their players were suspended, part of that Sunday brawl against the Brewers, and 2 Brewers were suspended. Martin Maldonado suspended 5 games. He is going to start serving that suspension right away. The others, Travis Snyder, Russell Martin, Carlos Gomez, are appealing their suspensions. Again, that from the Sunday brawl between those 2 clubs. There were no brawls last night, just good baseball between the Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds, and the Buccos came back to beat the Redlegs in game 1. What will game 2 have to offer? Johnny Cueto on the mound against Edinson Volquez coming up next.
Root Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucks!
Well, it turned out to be a pretty decent night. It cooled off once that heavy storm came by late this afternoon. Ike Davis leads the Pirates onto the field for game 2 of the 4-game series. Ike Davis hitting the grand slam that gave the Pirates a 4-2 lead. Billy Hamilton, the speedster, to lead things off once again for Brian Price, and he got things going right away last night. This is the Honda starting lineup for Brian Price. It is Hamilton, followed by Joey Votto, batting second this season. He's hitting .333 with 3 home runs. Brandon Phillips follows. Jay Bruce is the cleanup hitter. Then it's Todd Frazier at third. Ryan Ludwig is in left field. Brian Pena, who caught the 3-hit shutout against the Pirates last week for Cueto, is behind the plate once again. Zach Cozart at short. Johnny Cueto on the hill.
Edinson Volquez has been very good for the Pirates, making start number 4. Had 1 short relief appearance, a couple of scoreless innings, and then back into the rotation, and he has been very, very good. ERA of 1.71. This former teammate of Johnny Cueto. At one time, they were going to be the foundation of a Cincinnati Reds rotation for a long time. 17-game winner back in 2008. He has moved around, but you know, inevitably this year this matchup was going to have to happen. Cueto against Volquez.
Here's the defense behind Edinson Volquez. Starling Marte, Andrew McCutchen, and Travis Snyder in the outfield left to right. On the corners, it's Ike Davis and Pedro Alvarez with Neil Walker, and Jordy Mercer is back in the starting lineup, and Russell Martin catches Volquez. Travis Snyder, again, he was suspended by Major League Baseball for 2 games. He is appealing that, as is Russell Martin, appealing his 1-game suspension. Russell Martin scored that winning run last night. Garrett Cole, after the game on Sunday, said he wasn't thrilled by the fact that he got one of his teammates hurt, as he said, when Travis Snyder got sucker punched by Martin Maldonado. And for that sucker punch, Maldonado, the catcher for the Brewers, the backup catcher, will serve a 5-game suspension starting tonight. There you see evidence of that sucker punch, the left eye there of Travis Snyder.
You know, but it's hard to keep your mouth shut when a guy shows you up. The worst thing you can have happen for anybody in any industry is to get embarrassed, get shown up, and you see a guy flipping his bat up in the air in the home run trot 3 steps out of the box. It'll rev you up a little bit.
We're ready to go. Billy Hamilton takes strike 1.
Saw Hamilton's speed last night right away. First batter of the game. kind of sped his way around the bases and gave the Reds a 1-0 lead.
Hit by the very first pitch. And then Joey Votto hit that comebacker to Liriano, and Hamilton was off on the pitch. And Liriano didn't look towards second to try and slow Hamilton down, and he went all the way to third as he shows bunt. And a strike. It's 0-2. And I was watching the MLB Network last night, and Harold Reynolds and some others, I think Billy Ripken, were talking about how you have got to be so aware of a guy like this at all times.
Yes.
And Liriano should have looked towards second base to at least stop him rather than stutter step and then move to third. You were talking about that last night during the radio broadcast, Steve.
Yeah, he's just a different factor, and one of the things is there aren't many like him. That's the thing. You see a guy like this every once in a while, maybe every 5 years, maybe every 7 years or a decade, that can really disrupt your concentration.
Talking with hitting coach Jay Bell, the former Pirate hitting coach, he said he is the fastest player he's ever seen, either played with or watched ever.
And the thing is, he can't steal first base. He's hitting 203. The one thing you can't do is walk him. Make him earn his way on.
Hitting 203 overall, but 239 as a left-hand hitter. Just 111 from the other side of the plate. And that not close. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 0 for 3 last night, but that run scored and a sacrifice fly. Billy Hamilton replacing Shin-Soo Choo at the top of their batting order. Choo became a free agent, signed with Texas, and he was one of the best at the top of the order for any team. Strike 3 called, says home plate umpire Kerwin Danley.
There's your best defense against the speed. You know, you go back to guys like Lou Brock or Maury Wills, but they were, to be quite honest, more rounded players. It's pretty much speed for Billy Hamilton. Not that that's a bad thing as you watch the call, third strike.
So Hamilton is caught looking, and Edinson Volquez, facing his former team, now faces Joey Votto. And Votto takes a strike. He was 0 for 5 last night.
That's a big step toward beating the Reds when Joey Votto is held to an 0-5 night.
And a couple of quick strikes. That has been one of the weapons for Volquez. Maybe his biggest, Steve, those first pitch strikes.
Yep.
Doing it a lot. This is his 4th Pirate appearance. His 4th start. His 5th appearance. And no, over at third base, Gary Cederstrom.
Yeah, Volquez has won 1 game. It was a start against Milwaukee last time out, and he walked 1 batter. In fact, his last 2 starts against the Brewers.
And Votto got a call there. That was a strike across the letters, as you saw. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Half swing foul. Just protect mode there from Votto.
It's traditionally been hard most of the time to get a call strike when it's right at the top of the strike zone upstairs. Umpires have a tendency to want the ball down a little more. I don't know why that is, but it's always been a little bit harder to buy a high strike rather than a low strike.
And hard to buy it too because Martin was not set up there. He had to move that glove quickly. Down low 2-2. You see the rest of the umpires. Lance Barksdale, Mark Ripberger, and Cederstrom. There is the crew chief. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Votto. Cederstrom went to the New York Command Center. That play at the plate. Votto hits a high fly ball deep to left field. Marte back and having some trouble, but he recovers. Makes the catch.
Spun his wheels a little bit on the dirt. But he buckled, but he didn't go down. He's already on the grass, but got on the track.
Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Starling Marte with the catch, and what a throw he had. What a tag made at the plate, and what a big out that was for the Pirates. Take a look at the breeze blowing out slightly. Here's Phillips, bounces this ball foul. With that play at the plate, look at Marte. He's about maybe 4 steps in front of the warning track right here, and he throws a dart, one hop, and a quick tag from Russell Martin.
Special play. Circle around the 7, circle around the 2.
Jay Bruce
get the out call.
Out at the plate on the base hit by Mesoraco that did score 1 run and gave them the lead. And a big cut and a miss by Brandon Phillips, who misjudged that Neil Walker flare on the 1-2 pitch in the bottom of the 9th inning last night.
Speaking of Mesoraco, what did he do wrong to not be in the lineup tonight? He's hitting about 1,200.
Mesoraco said he's hot as he has ever been. Little league, high school, minor leagues.
Not in the starting lineup tonight.
Brian Pena gets the call. He and Johnny Cueto worked so well together last Wednesday. There is the Punxsy native, Kevin Mesoraco. 1-2 on Brandon Phillips with 2 outs and nobody on. Just underway here.
Maybe he can tell us why there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah, that's right. What's going on here? Grounded, headed for the middle. Mercer, the pick, spin, throws, got him! Jordy Mercer
is back.
Special play from the Pirates shortstop to rob Phillips of a hit. And the Pirates retire the Reds in order. In Pittsburgh sports lore that will live on forever. The Cueto chance, the drop ball, the Martin home run, and eventually exiting after just 3 1/3 innings. He gave up 4 runs that wild card game, 8 hits, a pair of home runs. But other than that game, Cueto has dominated the Pirates, including last week, Wednesday. He pitched a 3-hit shutout, career high 12 strikeouts against the Pirates.
Yeah, and I'm one of the minority to say that the chant had anything to do with the Martin home run, but I'm in the minority. But I'm glad Russell hit it. So maybe coincidental, and maybe I'm wrong, but it was one of those great nights. Nothing to tarnish it.
Well, certainly not the same crowd, but boisterous nonetheless. They're starting before he throws the first pitch.
He could drop the ball.
He might do it just for fun.
That would be spectacular.
That would, wouldn't it? I think I'd do that.
That would be
Wouldn't that be
spectacular.
great? Just drop it. He's trying to smile through it. Ball 1 on Starling Marte. And a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. As they started the chance, Cueto.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
hold on.
Hello.
Well,
take that. 1-2 the count. Starling Marte has a 5-game inning
that's the last time we're going to see that.
1-2 on Marte. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marte 0 for 7 in his career against Cueto. You look at the career numbers versus Cueto, and they're not good. Neil Walker on deck, career 194. Russell Martin 1 for 11. Snyder 0 for 11. Oh, look at this.
That is just eating you up inside. I'm not talking about emotionally or psychologically. That was just that fastball that just eat you up.
Cueto retired the last 13 men he faced on Wednesday.
Well, when you combine good stuff with a little deceptive turn to make it a little tougher for the batter to pick you up, you've got a heck of a combination going for you.
He went to that Louis Tiant type twist and turn a couple of years ago to add some deception as Walker bounces it weakly to Phillips.
Worked out all right, didn't it? 2 years ago, he was 19-9.
Here's the Pirates starting lineup. We just saw Marte and Walker, and Andrew McCutchen is coming to the plate. The Pirates starting lineup brought to you by Toyota. Pedro Alvarez, Russell Martin, Ike Davis. Then it's Travis Snyder, Jordy Mercer, and Volquez. Last night, Neil Walker's second career walk-off hit. His first one, of course, opening day, that walk-off home run against the Chicago Cubs. Now McCutchen, who was 2 for 3, walked twice and homered last night. And so now 7 for 18 in 4 games this season against Reds pitching. Ball 1. You always like it when you see those McCutchen line drives the other way, and he lined that home run over the right center field fence last night. And he goes the other way here, and that is going to drop in for a hit. 2-out single for McCutchen.
We were talking last night about the fact, 3 hits last night. Could this be the beginning of a tear for Andrew? He gets in those streaks where you just can't get him out. So the 2 hits and the home run. Good night last night. He's off to a good night tonight.
Able to drop that one into right. He's aboard with 2 outs for Pedro Alvarez. Now, Alvarez was 0 for 3 last Wednesday against Cueto with a couple of strikeouts. Foul out of play. Now last night, Alvarez solid at bats. First time up, hit a shot to Brandon Phillips, who couldn't handle it, forward infield single. Hit a double off the wall in right center his second bat. He lined out to center field his third at bat. 1-hop smash to Phillips in the 8th inning. His last time up, not so good. He popped up with a chance to win it, but Neil Walker, his buddy, picked him up. 1-1. So Walker now bats second. Russell Martin has dropped from the 2 spot to the 5 hole because, well, Clint Hurdle just thinks it's just a little too much for Russell Martin. He's trying to keep the catcher as fresh as possible, but he's been doing a lot of running around, and you bat 2, you're asking him to do a lot more, so
you want to protect those legs.
Yep. He's got Walker in the 2 hole. And he likes the fact, of course, that Walker's a switch hitter. Can split up Marte and McCutchen, right-handed bats. And right to the shortstop. Easy play for Cozart. 2-out single by McCutchen. And after 1, it's 0-0. Series between the Pirates and the Reds. The first inning ended with Brandon Phillips hitting a ground out to Jordy Mercer. The team stuck around, the Pirates did, on the field because Brian Price looked as though he might come out and challenge whether Ike Davis had kept his foot on the bag, and as you can see, it looked like he did, but certainly not blatant enough to risk a challenge. The Pirates hung around on the field for a moment thinking that Price might come out and challenge it. Brian Price, first-year skipper, his bench coach, Jay Bell. Here's Jay Bruce. Bruce was 1 for 5 with an RBI last night. 1-1. Well, they have held him in check, knock on wood. They did a nice job last year against Bruce. He hit just 143 against Pirates pitching. 2-1 count on Bruce. First-round pick in 2005. Chosen very next player after the Bucks took Andrew McCutchen in that draft. Two and two.
We were talking about Volquez getting the start number 4, and take a look at his previous 3 opponents in his starts. Very well, 6 innings basically against the Cardinals. First start, 1 run. Then the last 2 starts, both against Milwaukee, a total of 13 innings and just 3 runs given up, 3 earned runs given up. So not anything you can say about so-called patsies, St. Louis and Milwaukee twice.
And now the Reds. Pretty strong offense. He's done okay against his former teammates in 3 career starts. 1-0, a 3.93 ERA. 1 game last year as a member of the Padres in San Diego, July 30th, 6 1/3, 2 runs given up. Did he go? Yes. Second strikeout for Edinson Volquez. Jay Bruce down on strikes. Bruce offers at that pitch in the dirt for the strikeout. A couple of Ks for Volquez, whose ERA of 1.71 ranks in the top 10 in the National League. He's ranked 8th lowest.
We're going to see a lot of pitching tonight. This matchup.
Todd Frazier was on base all 5 times last night, 3 for 3 and a couple of walks. One and one on the Reds' third baseman. See his numbers there on the year. Hit by the pitch. Frazier will take first base with 1 out.
Some kind of breaking ball that he got out in front of and just left up and in.
First batter that Volquez has hit this season. Now Liriano hit Billy Hamilton to lead off the ball game last night, and later Neil Walker was hit by a pitch. Here is Ryan Ludwig. 0 for 3 last night.
Funny how the antenna goes up against Cincinnati and Milwaukee with hit batsmen. Just it's an alert.
Last year, Frazier was hit 14 times. He was tied for the 6th most in the league. Of course, these two teams combined for something like, what, 28 hit by pitches last year in the season series.
And that's not counting the drive-bys when they came close.
0-2 the count. Ludwig out in front. 2 for 10 lifetime against Volquez. The Reds got Volquez in the Josh Hamilton deal from the Texas Rangers after he spent parts of 3 seasons with the big league Texas Rangers. They signed him as a non-drafted free agent in 2001. He was traded to the Reds before the 08 season for Josh Hamilton. And his first full year with Cincinnati, 17-6 and an all-star appearance. Ludwig offers at a pitch out of the zone, stays 0-2. Somewhere got that. The right arm. Another 0-2 pitch. Checks and takes. 1-2.
It's just not even May 1st yet. You can see the issues regarding catchers that are back there on a regular basis. They just it starts on opening day and it just continues as long as they're out there behind the plate, day in, day out. It's just part of the deal. You get beat up. Doesn't matter how good you are, how bad you are, you get beat up.
Bounce left side. Oh, what a pick by Alvarez! They'll get just one. Oh. What a pick by the Bull.
Ole!
You just see that ball skipping past any third baseman into left field, and even Ludwig is trying to figure out.
In between hops, it had some smoke on it, and he gets the leather around it. That ball wants to come up, and he comes up with it. That is pretty, and made even prettier by slowing it down. Great stuff, great shot. It wants to take the glove off his hand.
That's as good as it gets over there for Alvarez, who's playing an excellent third base. We said at the top of the season that he takes pride in everything he does, and he won't come out and say it, but boy, would he like to be considered a Gold Glove caliber third baseman. 2-0 on Brian Pena, the switch hitting catcher.
The only concern there after he got the ball, you know, the adrenaline's there. He's got such a strong arm. You want to make sure he doesn't handcuff Neil Walker at second base. And Neil was able to take that low throw with some steam on it.
Talking to Neil Walker before the game tonight. This ball's fouled out of play. About Alvarez, the shortstop. He was
Yeah.
playing third base, but acting as the shortstop. And Walker said, it was great because I told Pedro that's why I want the ball quickly. Pedro said, man, that guy's coming at you in a hurry. Look at Pedro Alvarez, shortstop-like.
Yep, a slide. That was the low electric slide across second base.
Just before that ball was hit,
Nice rhythm, really.
he said to Clint Barmas, who's on the other side over there, you take it, meaning a ground ball to that right side, unless, just before the pitch was delivered, he yelled, unless you have to move to your left. And Barmas still had to move towards second base because he's not certain that Alvarez would get there. But Alvarez did, and playing like a shortstop. Two and two on Pena. And now it's 3-2. Another appeal.
That hand off the bat. Stopped it just in time.
Brian Pena had a couple of hits last Wednesday in his start against the Pirates, including an RBI double. Might have broken a bat. Rolled to the third baseman Alvarez, and look at that.
Smooth.
A couple of nice plays, one brilliant by Alvarez. It's 0-0.
Against Johnny Cueto and the Cincinnati Reds. I'm Robbie. It's Mikowski. Russell Martin getting set to face Johnny Cueto here at PNC Park for the first time since, well, that bat that we all remember, the home run that he hit in the wild card game. And Martin told me that if the fans aren't chanting, then Cueto probably doesn't drop the ball. He said it was at that moment that the tension dropped considerably. You're in an intense situation already, and the next thing you know, the ball drops and the crowd starts laughing. Martin said he felt the pressure drop considerably, and that is what relaxed him. Took a deep breath. Next thing you know, Cueto makes a mistake, leaves a pitch up, and, well, Greg, we all know what happened next. He also said he talked about it with Joey Votto before a game during the last series in Cincinnati, and he said, have you ever been part of an atmosphere like that? Votto said, nope. I've never seen an atmosphere as good as that one, even though I was on the wrong side of it all. But he said the intensity was insane, and he guesses 20 years of waiting for a playoff game will do that to you.
Well, Robbie, you know, it's certainly debatable if the crowd actually forced Cueto to drop the ball. Maybe it was just coincidence. Who knows? One thing that is not debatable is that the atmosphere, as you said, was unlike anything any of these players or fans, Steve, had ever been a part of.
It was like they compressed 20 years into one night. Was it great?
And to what Robbie was saying and what Martin told him after he dropped the ball, and again, could very easily have been coincidence, Martin stepped out of the box and chuckled and looked toward his dugout. As Robbie said, Martin really relaxed, and then that very next pitch, Cueto serves him a fastball and he drills it over the left field wall. And some of you are tweeting about that night from October the 1st. And Martin draws the leadoff walk. Russell Martin had 2 home runs that night, of course. One off of Johnny Cueto in the second inning, and he hit another one in the 7th inning off Logan Andrusik. And Cueto, admittedly, was not 100% down the stretch. He had some time on the disabled list. In fact, 3 stints on the DL last year. He came off the DL in the middle of September the final time. And there was some uncertainty as to whether he would actually make that start October the 1st. Ball 1 on Ike Davis. What a moment last night for him. The grand slam.
And it didn't sound like, you know, that usual crack of the bat, but I didn't have any idea at the time it was a broken bat.
Yeah. Ike Davis goes down in history as being the first player ever to hit a grand slam for 2 different teams in the same season before the end of April. Only other player to hit grand slams for 2 teams in the same calendar month, Don Lenhart for the Red Sox and Tigers in June of 1952. Davis also the third player to hit grannies for 2 different teams against the same opponent in the same season. The others, Ray Boone in 1953, who did it for both the Indians and the Tigers against the St. Louis Browns, and Mike Piazza in 1998 did it for the Dodgers and the Mets against the Diamondbacks. Mike Davis's grand slam, bringing the lumber, brought to you by Yellowwood. His first Pirate homer and his second home run of the season, both grand slams. The other was a pinch hit walk-off as a Met against the Reds. Two and two. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ike Davis.
Wasn't one of the DL trips for Johnny Cueto, I think, happened here in Pittsburgh early in the year? Might have been the first DL trip. So he went from 19-9 2 years ago, talking about him starting that turn, the Tiant turn. And apparently it worked. It was a 19-win season, but then hurt a lot of last year, 5-2. He was good when he could pitch, but he couldn't pitch very often. He walked 4 batters already in 1 start this year. It was, 2 starts ago against Tampa Bay.
A total of 7 unintentional walks on the season coming into this game. Now the fans getting on Cueto for taking so much time and going to the rosin bag, and now they stir things up again. 3-2 on Ike Davis. Foul tips it, and it does not stick in Pena's mitt. So new light for Ike Davis.
That piece of the glove, piece of the mask.
And another piece of it. Stays 3-2 on Ike Davis. Awfully early, but Ike Davis loving his time with the Pirates.
Is that a New York Mets logo on his bat? So he brought his wood with him.
Rounded to Votto. Drops it initially, but throws, gets one, and then the shortstop Cozart can't get the ball out of his glove. And Ike Davis does not run well. So had, first of all, Votto not drop the ball, that's a double play, and then they still may have had a shot if Cozart can get the ball out of his glove.
There's the first bobble, and then the sticky play at second base. Ball's in there somewhere, Zach.
Frustrated. So Ike Davis barely got a piece of some pitches, and he barely stays alive on the bases. Instead of a double play, he's on with 1 out. There's Travis Snider. Pinch hit single last night. Suspended 2 games for that tussle on Sunday. On a strike.
These remnants of a Easter Sunday afternoon.
One and two. Snyder's pinch hit last night, and actually a pinch hit. There's a base hit into center field for Travis Snyder, who singled to left field as a pinch hitter last night. Snyder, we're starting to see a little bit more aggressive Travis Snyder, too. Ball right there.
Also at the plate, aggressive.
Yes.
Very aggressive Sunday afternoon.
So 2 on, 1 out for Jordy Mercer. He makes his first start since Friday when Martin Maldonado took him out at second base on a double play ball. Mercer has hit safely in 5 of his last 7 games. He was a pinch hitter in that 8th inning last night. Ended up striking out against J.J. Hoover. And Clint Barmas back on the bench for now. Broken bat roller. Cozart on the first. So second and third, 2 down, and Volquez will come to the plate. Pirate games are more fun when you bring a group along. Why don't you find out how every member of your group could take home a Pirates cap or have a hot dog and drink credit loaded right onto your ticket. Give your group a night to remember and book your group outing by calling 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or go to pirates.com/groups. Plus you get a great discount. And tonight, some pups are in groups, aren't they?
Yeah. There's brother and sister pups.
Roller to the right side, and Brandon Phillips tosses on to get Volquez. Pirates strand a couple, get a hit. There's a walk in the inning, and after 2, it's 0-0. Closing in on 25 on the all-time list, Eddie Murray with 504, and Albert Pujols having an early bounce-back season for sure. Follow every Pirates game with MLB.com @bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replays, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store or visit Pirates.com today.
Spuds McKenzie.
Yeah. Who was that?
Distant cousin.
Who was that former Red? Oh, come on. Third baseman. Chris Sabo.
Chris Sabo, yep.
Popped up, foul territory. And Russell Martin makes the catch. Cozart quickly the first out. Martin staying with it, and
Ike Davis said, yeah, I know I should have taken it. I had a better angle, but nice job, Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah, first with that much height, usually, you know, you're coming in on the ball and easier to look at it, better look at it. But thanks for the effort, Russell.
Here's Cueto, 2 for 9 at the plate.
A tap on the shoulder from Cueto to Russell Martin.
Johnny Cueto, you never know what you're going to get with him at the plate. We saw a couple of crazy plays his last start at Cincinnati. Tries to bunt, which he did his first 2 times up last week. Here he tries to bunt, and he bunts out of the box with a runner at first base, and then with a runner on base and 1 out, tries to bunt again, but obstruction was called. 0-2.
There have been some pitchers that have made interesting at bats.
It's not a natural swing, Steve.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That was, yeah. Everybody getting a smile out of that. He's not dull.
No. That's for sure.
Came up thinking about bunting for a base hit a couple of years ago. He had 17 successful sacrifice bunts. So getting the job done in one aspect of your job.
Dribbles this one back to his buddy. So 2 away. And we want to see how you root for the Bucks. Be our AT&T fan photo of the day. Show us the more unique ways you root for the Pirates. Maybe some of your favorite places that you watch the games, where you raise the Jolly Roger, how you display your Pirate pride. Just submit a picture via Twitter using the hashtag BucksFanPhoto. We'll show them during our broadcast. Hashtag BucksFanPhoto. Ball 1 on Billy Hamilton. Here he is. He struck out looking in the first. Shows bunt, takes high.
Volquez grabbing at the ball back. He knows that once Billy Hamilton gets on bases, it becomes a real problem. Okay, they're up a couple steps on the grass.
And Hamilton into right center field and a base hit. You've got to hurry. And McCutchen will get that ball in as Hamilton has a 2-out single.
Game on.
And he will be looking to take off for second. He has stolen 7 in 9 attempts. Russell Martin caught him last week in Cincinnati on 1 attempt. Martin has caught 4 of 11 trying to steal. And he's thrown out 4 straight, in fact. Votto takes ball 1.
You wonder if there's anything in Joey Votto's mind now with his rhythm as a hitter when he's up there. Now there's going to be a lot of byplay between the pitcher and the guy at first base. As a hitter, you get up there, you got your patterns and your rhythms, and you wonder how much, if any, that's a disruption to all of that, all your preparation work when you're in the batter's box. You got to start all over. Are you going to get a pitch, or is the ball going to go over to first base? Is he going to try to quick pitch you, slide step, because of the running situation?
Swing and a miss. And then, Steve, more importantly, as a pitcher, how in the world can you focus on that guy at the plate?
It's tough. It is really tough. You got to turn a switch. You got to concentrate on the guy at first, and then instantly, what am I going to throw? Where am I going to throw it? I mean, you've got an idea, but before you can execute that idea, you got to take care of business at first base. It is not easy.
1 ball, 1 strike. Is he going to go here? Nope. Taken for a strike. Who was the one that was Lou Brock the guy that was always the biggest concern for any pitcher, including you in your day?
Brock, Maury Wills. And when I came up, it was just kind of not the beginning, but they're just really getting going in the running game. Willie Davis for the Dodgers could fly, but the guys that could fly weren't necessarily good base stealers. That's a whole separate category of that instinct, when to go. That Lou Brock used to say, I used to throw the upper part of my body towards second base. People talk about the legs. Well, he said the legs will take care of everything else.
That upper body thrust to get it going.
Yeah, that one move was upstairs.
Well, those are 2 of the better base stealers in the history of the game. You just mentioned Brock and Wills. Well, this is a guy here who broke a professional record a couple years ago, stealing 155 bases. This seems impossible. 1 season. There he goes. Taken in the dirt, another steal.
Talk about the time to go. And it's the instant acceleration. Speed is great, but that first burst. And what helps is those guys that can do that sometimes don't have to take as big a lead, because that instant acceleration will make up for the risk of being picked off.
What about, Steve, the fact that you had a guy like Maury Wills on your team and the spark somebody like that can provide?
Absolutely, yeah. They can disrupt the ball game. Watch out. It wasn't so long ago there weren't screens in front of dugouts. I don't know if it started down there, but down in Houston in the Astrodome, you were so close. I don't know if that was the leader or the first ones, but it was necessary, and that was good that they had it there. Three River Stadium. No screen there.
No.
You remember Three River Stadium back in the day?
Yeah. Of course, it was level, certainly, with the playing field, too. You weren't set down under. Down the steps. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, man on second. And look at Russell Martin keeping it there for an extra couple seconds.
And remember, folks, there's no limit to the number of appeals a catcher can make to the umpire. There's got a lot of other limitations, but this one could have been called a strike.
See why Martin was holding it there.
Right at that corner, the perfect corner. That's the corner of good and better. Downstairs corner, outside corner.
Hit hard, but Ike Davis off to the side makes the play. Volquez there, and they strand a runner. Volquez gets Joey Votto to bounce out on a 3-2 pitch. It's still 0-0.
The third here. It's also Twitter Tuesday on Root Sports. Josh Harrison was our guest today, taking questions using the hashtag Bucks Tuesday. Bree Moore asked Josh Harrison, "What's your walk-up music? I really dig it."
That'd be my brother Sean. We call him Shay Hay. He's been making my music since my freshman year of college at UC, and every year, get to spring training, and I'm like, hey, I need a new one, and he'll go create it in his free time and send it to me right before the season, and boom, I got my music.
And one thing, Andrew McCutchen, Josh Harrison's locker mate, said, as Josh was discussing it earlier, he said, hey, I might need to borrow some studio time and maybe get Shay Hay to make some music for me next season. Josh has a different song for every at-bat.
Well, it's pretty nice when you have it personalized like that. Marte grounds out 6-3. Josh Harrison. He was right in the middle of it, wasn't he, on Sunday? He was the man who took the throw from McCutchen with Carlos Gomez sliding into third base, and as he was handing the ball over to Cole, that's when Cole started to bark at Gomez. But as Steve says, stay tuned. Pirates and Brewers will meet again in Milwaukee. Second week of May. Neil Walker bounced out his first time up.
With an overview of the whole thing, I would say stay tuned to watch the Maldonado show more than anything else. I mean, a dust-up is a dust-up. It happens, da, da, da. But then there are sometimes unique parts of all that.
Hit in the air to left. Ludwig. And a couple outs, a ground out, a fly out to left. In case you missed it on Sunday, there's Gomez.
Flip of the bat. Trot.
Cole not liking it. Kind of following Gomez and says something to it as Harrison hands up the baseball. Now Jay Hay.
Jay Hay's involved with that Cedar, third baseman.
Yeah, Jay Hay's outsized quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's Travis Snyder, and then Ricky Weeks holds on to him. That's when Maldonado came up behind him and sucker punched him. McCutchen takes ball 2, single to right field in the first. Ball 3. Takes a strike. 3-1 on McCutchen. Career .233 average against Cueto on deck Alvarez. And it's 3-2.
Johnny Cueto's not the biggest guy. 5'11", 217. 28-year-old out of St. Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican.
Right to Brandon Phillips. They're on the first, and the Pirates go down in order. 3 innings complete. 0-0.
On Root Sports, it's brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. And by Levin Furniture, proudly featuring solid wood American-made Amish furniture. For furniture that lasts, shop Levin. Let's go Bucks!
0-0 onto the 4th inning.
Looks like a painting, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yep, it really does. Brandon Phillips leads things off here in the 4th. Retired on a fine play by Jordy Mercer in the 1st. Phillips bruised Frazier against Volquez. First pitch, swinging strike. Volquez continues to throw strikes, mixes pitches. Opponents are hitting .111 against his curveball this season, .133 against his changeup, .333 against his fastball. Now this pop up is going to drop. 0-2 on Phillips. Tonight's Barrel Automotive League leaders in pitches per inning. Tim Hudson, Edinson Volquez, Henderson Alvarez, Alfredo Simon, and Irvin Santana. Boy, being very efficient.
We'll see Simon, what, tomorrow night?
Yep.
Charlie?
Popped them up. Alvarez. Back into fair territory to put out Phillips. Well, of course, the Pirates signed Volquez over the winter. A little over $5 million as a free agent after he went 9-10 with a 6.01 ERA with the Padres. He was released late in the year. The Dodgers picked him up, pitched okay for LA in 6 appearances, finished with a .418 earned run average. But he's off to a start like he had in 2008. Not to suggest he's going to win 17 games. And the Pirates didn't get him expecting 17 wins. They expected him to round out the rotation. Like I said to Neil Huntington a couple weeks ago, Steve, what if you got for your 5th starter 11 wins, maybe 11-11, 500 record, and an ERA a little over 4.14, 183 innings? He said that would be a bargain, heck of a deal. And that's what Volquez did 2 years ago with San Diego.
You know, he could conceivably be 3-0 right now, very easily. You got an ERA of 171 and 3 starts.
And how nice is it that he's off to this start too? You know, because with each start you gain the confidence.
Right, and also with what's going on around him in the rotation.
Shift on. Alvarez playing all over the field. Here's tonight's Allegheny Health Network injury update. Yesterday, the Pirates placing Wandy Rodriguez on the 15-day DL. Inflammation in his right knee. He had the knee drained yesterday. Rest a few days before testing the knee in a bullpen session. And so who will come up and start on Thursday? A lot of speculation. Clint Hurdle said, I'm not about to name names. This ball high in the air toward left center. McCutcheon says he has it. He does. And 1, 2, 3. 8 pitches for Edinson Volquez. He's blanking the Redlegs through his 4 innings.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Cruze and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
Well, it's the bottom of the 4th inning. Cool evening here in Pittsburgh. 0-0 Pirates Reds. Game 2 of the 4-game series. And Pedro Alvarez leads things off against Johnny Cueto, who grounded to the shortstop his first time up.
3 home runs given up by Cueto in his first 4 starts. So far as advertised with the pitching.
Challenges him with a fastball. 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. It's Alvarez, Martin, and Ike Davis here in the 4th.
That was close. He dropped the rosin bag. Not the ball. Dropped the rosin bag. That could be a tip-off. Oh, yeah. The fans sense it.
Two and two. Out of play.
Cueto will reach 93 on occasion, mostly around that 92, 93 mark for the fastball, but quality pitches.
Throw anything up there.
Little deception, yep. Variety of deliveries.
High fly ball toward left center. Center fielder Hamilton. That's the catch. Spend your lunch break this Thursday watching the Pirates and Reds. First pitch 12:35. You buy the game ticket. Trib Total Media will add $5 or $10 onto your ticket. Good for concessions at the ballpark. For lunch with the Bucks, go to pirates.com/lunch. Get your tickets for the matinee game this Thursday, the concluding game of the 8-game homestand. We know that the Reds will be sending lefty Tony Cingrani to the hill on Thursday. We are kind of assuming, we don't know, Pirates won't say, but try and put 2 and 2 together that Brandon Compton is a possibility. Clint Hurdle won't give any hints. Compton, by the way, is doing good work at AAA Indianapolis. 1.42 ERA among the early league leaders in the International League.
Also, I think your pregame guest a while ago, Sadler, doing very good work there. Yep.
Well, strike 3 call. Martin asking Kerwin Danley about that pitch. And Danley taking the mask off. Second strikeout, the first one caught looking for Cueto.
Let's check the grid. The grid said good pitcher.
Well, you can understand the catcher wanting his pitcher to get that same call, which we just saw a few moments ago. Volquez did not get that corner. Ike Davis bounced to Votto his first at bat.
Russell plays a little edged.
He does.
And I mean that as a compliment.
Yep. One and one on Ike Davis. Easy for Phillips. And 1, 2, 3. Go the Pirates. That is 8 straight set down by Cueto. It's 0-0. Alberto Santos scoring Tony Sanchez, the game-winning hit for the Indianapolis Indians. The Indians are 12-5, the Pirates' top farm club, to lead the IL West, and they're leading again tonight 6-0 in their game against the Toledo Mud Hens, the Tigers' top farm team. And no surprise, Gregory Polanco has a 2-run hit in that ball game. 2-run single.
Still up above that 400 mark.
Yep. Ryan Ludwig. Polanco batting .403 currently.
Just 3 hits in this ball game. No score.
Ludwig takes.
Call it a Dominican duel.
Oh yeah. First time they have faced off against each other in the States. Good buddies, Volquez and Cueto. So you know there's a lot of pride here for both guys, Steve. I would think especially for Volquez because of the the career taking a bit of a turn.
Yep. When you think about those duels in the Pride, I go back to Juan Marichal against Clemente. It was like Puerto Rico against the Dominican Republic.
Wow, takes care of Ludwig on 3 pitches.
Number 3. What, 8 pitches last inning for Volquez?
Yep.
Heidi. Almost looked like he had a grip that was releasing a slider that didn't slide. Might have fooled Ludwig a little bit. Just spun up there and didn't do much. Almost looked like he had a little down and in action. Whatever it was, it worked.
Two strikes.
2 switch hitters in the lineup for Cincinnati, Hamilton and Pena.
Still 0-2 on Brian Pena. Pena bounced out to Alvarez. Alvarez was on the right side of the second base bag with a man on base in the second inning. Now Alvarez playing the shortstop position with no one on. That's fouled the other way. Stays 0-2. Volquez has had his share of injuries. One big one, of course, the Tommy John surgery that was performed in August of 2009. Still foul, just getting a piece of it. There's his buddy Cueto. Talk about what a great competitor Cueto is, and you heard that right away from Pirate teammates and Ray Searage about the type of competitor Volquez is. And there is Alvarez again.
Perfectly placed.
Let's go downstairs to Robbie and Smikowski for more on this Volquez-Cueto friendship.
4 years, Greg and Steve, they were teammates with the Cincinnati Reds, and they stay in close contact with one another, both about pitching and life. And Volquez asked Cueto shortly after that wild card game, what happened when you dropped the ball? And Cueto said, I got a new glove. Volquez said he's not sure how many people believe that or not, but that's what he said to him. The most interesting thing that Volquez said to me was they're both similar in that when something bad happens, like the wild card game for Cueto and a bad spring training for Volquez, we just let it go. And what's happened in the past stays there. And evidently it seems that both were able to move forward, both Cueto's first start against the Pirates this season and also Volquez in his early season performance. But the relationship kind of reminds me of you two, right?
Yeah, we leave what's happened in the past.
That's right.
Good stuff. You know what's interesting too, every time we see that replay of dropping the ball, it's almost like there was he had tried to put the ball in his glove, and there was a little bit of a mix-up. In other words, it wasn't right out in his hand that he dropped it, but it will be forever remembered.
Oh. Just the timing of it all. Just as they had started up, without provocation, just the chance began. And who knows who started it, why.
It's like the old Darryl chants.
But just 40,000 all of a sudden in unison start a Cueto chant for no reason. It's not something he had done. They just started it, and right then and there, he drops the ball.
It was like it was rehearsed, that noise.
Bounce left side, and it's a good thing Alvarez missed it, because Mercer is there to make the play. And get Cozart.
On we go.
1, 2, 3. And that is 7 straight retired by Volquez, who's blanking the Redlegs on 1 hit. History on this day in 2001, Bucks had their first walk-off win in PNC Park history. Jason Kendall 10th inning, 2-run homer of Jeff Pissarro. The Bucks win it 4-3 over the Cubs, who had taken the lead in the top half of the 10th on a solo homer by Gary Matthews Jr. There have been some memorable walk-off wins since.
Yeah, we got to get some music for that, Greg. Maybe the old James Gang, Walk Away song that they had. Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh.
Let's have another one tonight.
Yeah. It was also on this date in 1962 that the Pirates won their 10th straight game to open the season. They beat the Mets 4-3 to start off that 62 season, 10-0. Bob Veal went the distance. Beat Roger Craig of the Mets that night.
Was that the first year of the Mets?
62, yep.
Did Willie Stargell hit a home run in that game?
Wow, what a memory.
Probably not.
No, but Bob Skinner did. That's what you meant.
Yeah, Skinner, yeah.
Snyder chases 94 upstairs. Meanwhile, we are deep into a pitcher's duel. 9 in a row retired by Cueto.
Now I got to get you searching now. Did Stargell hit the first home run that the Mets ever gave up? Good chance he didn't, but it'll keep you busy.
First home run that the Mets ever gave up. I don't know the answer to that. We'll have to work on the trailer. We'll have to do that for us.
Okay. Research department.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, 17 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings now for Johnny Cueto, a career high. And popped up to Cozart.
This thing is moving.
Look at the 2 starts Cueto has had now, back-to-back against these Pirates.
3 hits last time out.
Now, the hits last time belonged to Tony Sanchez, who had an infield single to lead off the 3rd. Andrew McCutchen had a 1-out double in the 4th. And Jordy Mercer had an infield single with 2 outs in the 5th. Cueto retired the last 13 men he faced last Wednesday. In this game, he gave up a 2-out hit to McCutchen in the 1st. He walked Russell Martin to lead off the 2nd. And after 1 out, Travis Snyder singled. The last man to reach against Cueto. Travis Snyder, the base hit to center field. He's retired 10 in a row. And 2 on Volquez. Strike 3. Down in order. 8 pitches that inning for Cueto. Shots from our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl, and here we are along the banks of the Allegheny River in Pittsburgh. Battle between the Pirates and the Reds. So far in the season series, the 2 clubs have split the first 4 games. The Reds won 2 of 3 in Cincinnati. The Pirates winning last night, and it's 0-0 here as Edinson Volquez faces off against Johnny Cueto. And here they are right now. Cueto dribbled one back to the mound his first time up. And he bunts. And here's Ike Davis. Tag out Cueto. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. And that's 8 straight retired now by Edinson Volquez. The Pitch for Hope Women's Baseball Clinic is going to be held Sunday, May 25th before the Pirates and Nationals meet at 1:35. Participants Learn hitting, pitching, fielding, and more from Pirates coaches on the PNC Park playing field. For tickets, go to pirates.com/pitch for hope. It's coming up May 25th, Sunday, for the Pirates Nationals game. And it will be warmer, we promise.
Yeah, that's what you said when we came back from Florida.
Ball one on Billy Hamilton, who struck out looking in the first, singled in the third, and stole second. It's a cool night. Some people wearing coats and jackets, others
not smart enough to.
Ball high in the air to center.
How good is this?
Touch it.
How good is Volquez?
2 outs, and Volquez sets down his 9th straight batter.
By the way, we remind you to stay tuned for our "Will We Have a Moment" segment of tonight's broadcast. So it'll be coming up.
When's that coming up?
It'll be coming up soon, shortly. Yeah. I know you have an item. I have an item. We'll pass it. We don't have a moment yet.
Ball one to Joey Votto, who has hit a ball to the warning track and left and bounced out on a 3-2 pitch.
The way these guys are pitching, we might not have a moment.
A rare 2-0 count from Volquez. He threw just 8 pitches in the 4th inning, 7 for strikes. A 13-pitch 5th inning, 12 for strikes. 55 of his 78 pitches have been thrown for strikes.
Uncle Ray got to like that.
And a strike on the 6th pitch of the inning.
You talk about games since the first game of the Milwaukee series with no wiggle room. Here we are again.
Breaking ball bounced foul, and so he's gotten the count even on Votto. 2-2. He fell behind 2-0. Now it's 2-2. Remember, Votto got that count to 3-2 with a runner at second, 2 outs in the 3rd inning, and Volquez was able to induce that ground ball. Ike Davis made the play, moving to his right. Brandon Phillips would be next. Jammed him, and Votto hangs in there. The fastball. Such a tough hitter.
Really good pitch. Just trying to get the hands in far enough to push the ball off into fair territory, but not even close.
Russell Martin's reaction. I thought they had him. Another 2-2 pitch. And now it's 3-2. Volquez reacts, slapping his hand against the mitt and stabbing at the ball. And the toss from Russell Martin. It's 3-2. He goes to the rosin bag, takes a deep breath. Joey Votto came in hitting .294. And he walked him. That string ends with 9 in a row.
Yeah, wasn't happy about those last 2 deliveries, the 2-2 pitch or the 3-2 pitch.
He tries to put that behind him now.
Because that's where it is. Can't get it back.
First batter he has walked. Brandon Phillips has grounded out to Jordy Mercer. Mercer made a nice play on him in the 1st inning, and last time up he popped out to Pedro Alvarez. Phillips 1 for 9 lifetime against Volquez, was 3 for 5 last night. Bounces it to Alvarez, little pick, and on to second. Edinson Volquez keeps putting up those zeros. 6 of them now.
It's Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by T-Mobile Tuesday Night Baseball.
Buccos and Reds knotted up. Zeros across, and Cueto continues to baffle the Pirates as he pitched that 3-hit shutout last Wednesday. He has set down 11 in a row. Volquez in the dugout, smiling.
I think he's waving to Cueto, saying, "Not so fast, my friend. Nothing established yet."
Starling Marte will lead things off. Marte has struck out and bounced out. 11 straight retired by Cueto. And the bunt, but the third baseman Frazier was creeping in, and he throws a one-hopper to Votto, who picks it. And quickly one out in the bottom of the 6th.
Now we want to take a look at this, or at least have a word with first base umpire Lance Barksdale.
Yeah, there is a little bobble there, and this one is something that the Pirates might consider challenging, because you know, you'd love to have Marte leading off on first base in the inning. Here's the bobble. Does he have it secure yet? I don't think so. But the Pirates are not going to challenge it. It's too close to call. I think baseball's trying to get to the point, Steve, where those really close plays
don't
even get challenged, you know, because it's not supposed to be overturned unless there's overwhelming evidence.
That was the whole original foundation of instant replay.
Get the blatant calls that are wrong right, but not all these close plays. You have to slow it down, stop it. And Walker takes ball 1. He's grounded out and fly to left.
You might have to hit another ball over the fence tonight.
In on him and rolling it to Votto. Neil Walker grounds out. 2 away in the 6th.
I'll tell you, since the bottom of the 2nd, when Mercer grounded out, there's been a couple strikeouts, but no really difficult plays. This has been like machinery.
Yep.
This is like last week.
Yep. McCutchen singled to right field the other way. It wasn't blistered by any stretch. Snyder probably had the hardest hit of the night. McCutchen, one of the 2 Pirate hits. 2 out, single to right field in the 1st inning. 13 in a row retired by Johnny Cueto, who retired the last 13 he faced against the Pirates last Wednesday, ending that 3-hit shutout.
You know, when we got to the ballpark, we get a package of statistics and league leaders. Johnny Cueto's name all over the charts for National League leading pitchers.
Third in batting average against, 151 for Cueto. Came in 3rd in strikeouts behind Steven Strasburg and Cliff Lee. He came in 6th in the league in lowest earned run average.
How can he be just 1 and 2 pitch inside? Well, in his 2 losses, they hit, well, 3 of his starts, they gave him a total of 4 runs. He's pitched well enough to be 4-0.
Two count. Fouled off. Now this is some kind of pitching we're seeing between Edinson Volquez and Johnny Cueto.
His 4 starts, 1 run, 2 runs, 2 runs, and no runs. 7 innings, 7 innings, 7 innings, and 9 innings. He's been out there.
Brian Price wants him out there as long as he can tonight. That bullpen has been roughed up this season for the Reds. 3-2. A bullpen ERA of 5.77. That's the highest in baseball. Opponents hitting 274 against the relievers. But Cueto not going anywhere. Just 73 pitches thrown. Full count. Oh, heck of an at bat there from McCutchen. Walks on the 3-2 pitch, and that ends the string. 13 straight retired by Cueto.
Another 3 pass to Russell Martin.
Alvarez came to the plate with McCutchen at first, 2 outs in the first inning, and he grounded to Cozart, who's stationed almost directly behind second. He flied out leading off the 4th inning to center fielder Billy Hamilton. And a fly ball to left. Going back is Ludwig for the out. 6 innings complete here in Pittsburgh. It is 0-0. Viewers from the Charleston area of West Virginia, thanks for watching and rooting on your Pittsburgh Pirates. All of us here at Root Sports and the Pirates appreciate your support. Let's go Bucks. Down in the Charleston, West Virginia area, rooting on the Pirates.
Might have been a shot of the Kanawha River.
Reds fans down there that way too, so
they're
enjoying this game.
One-sided by any means.
Yep. Here's Jay Bruce. He has struck out and grounded out. And a liner. Base hit to start the top of the 7th inning. Well, this is the tail of the tape through 6 innings. Look at this. Cueto and Volquez before the hit there by Jay Bruce, so that's even up.
A lot of even up stuff.
Yeah. Both very efficient. Quite a pitcher's duel. And for the first time tonight, the Reds get their leadoff man on. Let's see how Volquez reacts with Todd Frazier at the plate. Frazier has been hit by a pitch and flied out. By the way, Gregory Polanco moments ago for Indianapolis just hit another home run. Kind of keeping track of that game. Pirates' top outfield prospect. His 3rd home run of the season. Steve, you were mentioning Casey Sadler. He's pitching tonight, and he's got a 4-hit shutout going through 6 innings for Indy. Meanwhile, Volquez keeping Bruce close at first. Bruce with 1 steal in 1 attempt. And starts him off with a breaking pitch for a strike. Really is keeping these hitters off balance. Throwing just about any pitch for a strike at any time in the count.
Nice separation of speed. 1 free pass.
How about a ground ball here from Frazier?
I like it.
Dribbler rolling foul up the first baseline. So it's 0-2. Bruce will head back to first. Volquez back to the mound. Tonight his 4th Pirate start. Frazier last night 3 for 3 with a couple of walks. Rutgers product. Oh, 0-2. And a liner to center field. It's 1st and 2nd. An 0-2 pitch to Frazier.
I'd like to have that one back.
2 on and nobody out.
Upstairs with a breaking ball. The outer part of the plate, but reachable. When it's that high, get the ball down further. By the way, just a sidebar, I think I saw it up on the scoreboard. Albert Pujols hit number 500.
Yep. Ludwig now, you don't ask him to bunt much. Pirates aren't expecting it. Ludwig has grounded out and struck out.
We really need that ground ball you're talking about before right now.
And ball one. Ludwig is 2 for 12 lifetime against Volquez.
And once again, we've got that defensive lineman with Neil Walker shading almost up and back of second base. See so many hard hit balls. We'll take one at him right there, right now. Leaves a little space between him and first base, but tendencies dictate that you line it up there a good percentage of the time.
Now you really want to make sure the signs, want to make sure what you're going to pitch here to Ludwig. You've fallen behind him 1-0, nobody out. Ludwig has a couple of homers and 7 runs batted in this season. He homered last week against the Pirates and Wandy Rodriguez.
And it's the first time they've had a runner at second base since Hamilton in the third. Yep, let's make sure there's 0 wiggle room.
Popped it out of play. But with a fastball, 1-1 on Ryan Ludwig. Volquez historically has gotten even better when he gets this late in a ball game. In his career, when he's pitched in the 7th inning or later, he's held the opposition to a 198 batting average. He really needs to buckle down here. Ludwig dangerous at the plate, nobody out. And it's 2-1.
You know, anymore, if you're pitching in the 7th inning, you are dealing pretty good, or you wouldn't be out there.
2-1. Volquez pitching now into the 7th inning with 2 on and nobody out. And now the phone is going to ring in that bullpen. There's Euclides Rojas, the bullpen coach. 2-1 on Ludwig. Big time pitch here. And hits it hard the other way, but Snyder is over. Still coming. Makes the catch. Runner at second will tag. Snyder's throw is cut off. It's first and third. So Ludwig able to move Bruce 90 feet on the fly out to right.
Correct base running. Tag up because it's going to be an awkward situation for Snyder, who had to go a long way, and he's got to just get rid of the ball as quickly as he can. He can't stop and set up for a strong throw. So an easy trip over to third base. Not much you can do when you're running down a slicing ball. Is running away from you toward the right field line. Can't get much on the throw.
Well, it's really come down to cases here. Brian Pena has grounded out twice to Pedro Alvarez. Once on the right side of second base, and the last time toward the shortstop side. And he lines this one into right field. It's 1-0 Cincinnati. And Frazier will go to third, heading towards second base. Pena is safe.
And now Ike Davis is motioning to come out. But Mercer just kind of walked away from the tag like he was aware that he did not get him for whatever reason.
And second and third, and it's 1-0 Cincinnati as Brian Pena, the backup catcher. Yes, Bannister says challenge it. Pirates think they have a case here.
See that left hand coming in the back door.
Well, if Mercer kept it on the body there, he came off. See if Mercer, does he keep the glove on the body as he comes up? Is it on the jersey at all? The Pirates are challenging it.
There's the foot off the bag, but back on. Watch the hand come down. There.
To me, Steve, this is one of those situations. Just so close. no overwhelming evidence there to change that call. The umpires, as they have their headsets on, they're talking to the command center in New York. They're also watching the scoreboard, and this should not take long at all.
Pretty slick work, actually, base running by Pena to avoid the tag and bring that left hand around and onto the base.
Ryan Pena doubles in a big run and also moves Frazier, and the crowd looking at an angle on the replay in slow motion. They think that Mercer got Pena.
And Hurdle wants to know if his reliever is ready. Perhaps that might have been the purpose of that call as we wait for the decision.
So the folks in PNC Park are watching that. This is the look that they reacted to on the scoreboard. This look, they thought he got him.
Slicing down with the glove down the front of the jersey.
If he had his glove on that leg there, then he's out. But boy, it's hard to tell in that angle. And of course, in New York, they're even seeing more than we are. They've come to a decision, it looks like. Headsets are off and out at second base.
Okay.
Bucks will take it. Give Pena the RBI single and thrown out. Call is overturned.
Going down the shirt and then maybe onto the thigh there.
Yeah,
coming back
apparently
up.
just got a piece of his jersey. So the out call there. Pena's reaction when he saw play was overturned. Now Cozart. Well, very, very important. There's now a fly ball. Ends the inning. Fly ball with any depth at all. Cozart could have scored Frazier from third. Cozart has fouled out and grounded out. Well, at the moment, Roger Bernardina is on deck, and the Reds have a pitcher loosening in the bullpen.
But to go back to your point about their bullpen scuffling, I'm a little surprised.
Well, maybe it's just a bluff. Cueto's in the dugout with a bat in hand and a helmet on.
It ain't broke with Cueto.
Line drive left field and a base hit. Into second base goes Cozart. It's 2-0. I'm sure the question's going to come up. You know, do you work around him and go ahead and call the bluff of Brian Price, right?
The hand.
With 2 outs. So Zach Cozart doubles in the second run. And here's Cueto.
And immediately the activity stops in the Cincinnati bullpen.
Now Cueto and the Reds lead 2-0 as they have collected 4 hits in the inning. Bruce and Frazier singled, and after Ludwig flied out, Pena singled in a run. He tried to go to second on the double, on what would have been a double. It was overturned, and then the Cozart double. Cueto is 0 for 2 at the plate. Trying to bunt his way on, leading off the 6th inning. Now the Reds have out-hit the Pirates 5-2 as they've collected 4 of their 5 hits in this 7th inning. Bouncing ball, shortstop Mercer. Goes out Cueto, but now Cincinnati and Cueto have a 2-0 lead. We're going to keep it right here or take me out to the ball game, but a big inning for the Reds as they collect 4 hits. The Pena, as it turns out, single, and the Cozart double, scoring Bruce and Frazier. And heading to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Reds lead 2-0. And again, we'll keep it here for Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
On Root Sports as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Making a good case for himself.
Start to his early season now leading the American League in home runs, and with 499 and 500 tonight. Edinson Volquez pitched very well, giving up the 2 runs. Chris Heisey comes on to play left field for Ryan Ludwig. And the Pirates will have Russell Martin leading off. Zach Cozart, a big double, insurance run. Martin has walked and struck out looking. Cueto, a 3-hit shutout his last time against the Pirates on Wednesday in Cincinnati. And now he's 2-hitting the Pirates through 6 innings.
And the scary part is those 2 hits came in the first, well, 1 hit in each of the first 2 innings and nothing since. 1 base runner, free pass.
2-2 on Russell Martin. Asked if that was a strike. Center. Hamilton onto the track to make the catch. We're going to get to an AT&T fan photo here. Again, you can join in, hashtag #BucksFanPhoto. And look at this from the ballpark, huh? Rick Saflinski and a fan. WMC 3. Hashtag #BucksFanPhoto. Blankets on hand here at PNC Park. And now going the other way, and a little squibber bare hand play there by the 3rd baseman Frazier to retire Ike Davis. 2 down.
Right now, Cueto's machine-like. I was wondering about any spin on this ball, taking it barehanded. Lines it up, gets it full in the back of the hand, but then reaches in, gets the grip. You can see all that from Supermo.
And a ground ball sharply hit, but right at the shortstop. So Snyder is retired. A 7-pitch 7th inning for Cueto. He is 2-hitting the Pirates, following up his 3-hit shutout last week.
Here in inning number 8 at PNC Park on Twitter Tuesday. Josh Harrison, our special guest tonight. And Sam Whiteman asked Josh Harrison, what 4 teammates would you select to play on a dodgeball team with?
It's a good question, but when it comes to dodgeball, you need somebody that can throw, but you also need somebody that's athletic. Marte's going to be one because he's got a cannon, athletic. Kutch, too, athletic. And I got to go with Garrett Cole. He throws 100. And I'm going to go with Russell, catcher. You got to have somebody call out the shots, also athletic, and, he throws people out, so I'm sure he can throw and hit people, too.
And fans, get your questions in every Tuesday. Use the hashtag BucksTuesday. Greg and Steve, that's probably a pretty good dodgeball team. I don't think I can name 4 better guys to have as teammates, right?
Oh, that's a great question and a great response there, Robbie, from Josh Harrison. He really put some thought into it, and his reasons behind it were right on the money. That was great.
Pretty tough team to beat.
Yeah. Well, this guy's been tough to beat. Tony Watson, he takes over for Volquez, who gave up a couple of runs. 5 hits. He was one hitting the Reds through 6. Volquez gave up 4 hits and 2 runs in the 7th.
Very much a quality start for Edinson.
Here is Billy Hamilton. Hamilton 1 for 2. He singled off Volquez in the 3rd and stole 2nd. The 1 hit through 6 innings was to Billy Hamilton. Now Hamilton batting as a right-handed hitter against the lefty Watson. One and one. Early on, Hamilton batting 111 from this right side of the plate. Two and one.
You certainly don't want the Reds to go any further down the road in terms of scoring. Keep it at 2, ball fouled back. Because if you do that, you got a couple more innings where if you get a runner on base, one swing of the bat can get you even. So if you keep it at 2 and figure something out, not going to be easy.
Stays 2-2 on Billy Hamilton. Watson pitched a perfect inning on Sunday against the Brewers. That after giving up a solo homer to Ryan Braun Saturday night. First home run Watson has given up this season. And Hamilton is on. Billy Hamilton, a leadoff single. Billy Hamilton, his namesake, is 3rd on the all-time list. How about that? It's the Billy Hamilton who played in the late 1800s, early 1900s. He's 3rd behind Rickey Henderson and Lou Brock. Ty Cobb, Tim Raines round out the top 5. The top 10 include 2 former Pirates, Max Carey and Hannes Wagner, 9 and 10 on the all-time stolen base list. But that Billy Hamilton, who's 3rd, played for the Phillies and Boston Bean Eaters, late 1800s.
Usually don't equate Honus Wagner with that part of the game.
He could do it all.
Yeah, I guess he could.
Honus Wagner.
Inducted in the first class.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. Joey Votto. Votto has flied to left at a ball to first and walked. And a base hit into right. And Hamilton, of course, will go to 3rd. First and 3rd and no one out.
Yeah, here's the person part of the action. That's the base hit, and then the rest of it's the Hamilton show. Even with a hesitation right now.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, there was I believe a national game where Hamilton tagged up from second, went to third on a shallow ball into right field, and then on a pop-up just beyond the infield dirt, the second baseman, I believe, might have been playing the Cardinals, goes out into shallow right field, called off by the right fielder, and scores rather easily on a pop-up. It was Alan Craig who caught the ball just behind the second baseman, and it's ridiculous speed. First and third on 0-1 count now on Brandon Phillips as Hamilton looks to score here to give the Reds a 3-0 advantage. Joey Votto on base for the second straight time. Of course, Hamilton scored last night on a one-hopper to Pedro Alvarez on a hit by Brandon Phillips. Now, had Russell Martin kept the ball in his mitt, Hamilton would have been out, but that speed creates a bunch of uneasiness, doesn't it?
It does.
Alvarez threw to the plate. One hopper by Phillips in the first inning, and Hamilton scored. One and two. With the infield in, of course, the Pirates are trying to cut off a run here. They can ill afford to give up another run. Already down 2 to Cueto, who's tossing a 2-hit shutout.
Even if you get the ground ball, you throw it to home. This guy's capable of running back and forth and keeping the thing going while the other guys advance. Anytime you've got to think about more than one thing, like a situation with that play at the plate, you've got to think about the ball coming in where you're going, but then you got to think about the guy too.
That's big.
Oh, is it ever?
Now you can work on a double play possibility. We'll see what they decide to do with Jay Bruce as Phillips goes down on strikes.
Unhittable pitch that he takes a swing at. I think you're thinking about the possibility of strikeout as much as double play, but certainly you'd love the double play. Clean it up on one fell swoop. But, Jay Bruce, a strikeout candidate. Volquez got him his first at bat.
Strike.
But he's capable of lots of other things too. So thank you very much.
Kerwin Danley calls that a strike. Way inside. Checks.
But why not try it again if you're going to get that kind of call?
Didn't get it this time. 1-1.
You can only get away with so much.
Lined into right field, and it's 3-0 Cincinnati. 3 hits off Watson here. He was able to strike out Phillips, but Hamilton, Votto, and Bruce with base hits. The Reds up 3.
He just flat out turned it back around.
And now we're going to have a double switch. That'll be it for Watson. He gets 1 out, responsible for the 2 men on, and has given up a run to this point. Hurdle will call on a right-hander. Jose Tabata will head out to right field to replace Snyder. Part of this double switch. And new pitcher coming on, Stolmy Pimentel.
property of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
A look at the road ahead is brought to you by Nissan. Tomorrow, Alfredo Simon. What a job he's done since stepping into the rotation, the former reliever. 0.86 ERA, that's third best in the National League. The Pirates will counter with Charlie Morton, 0-2, 4.32 ERA. That game can be seen on the MLB Network in Pittsburgh tomorrow night. And then on Thursday, day game, 12:35, back on Root Sports. Reds have lefty Tony Cingrani. The Pirates have yet to announce their starter. We know it will not be Stoli Pimentel. Jose Tabata is now in right field. And here is the rookie right-hander making his fourth appearance, facing Todd Frazier. Ball one. Frazier singled last inning following Jay Bruce's base hit. And that set the tables. Both he and Bruce scored to make it 2-0. The Reds have added on, and they look for even more here. It would appear to be an awfully big challenge for the Pirates now, as Watson looks on, having given up a run and responsible for two men. Tough enough to score one in 2 games against Johnny Cueto. That ball hit well the other way, and backpedaling is Tabata. He'll make the catch.
And did he have a little trouble with footing out there on the warning track, as Marte had early in the ball game? Working to stay with it.
Wow.
Hard work.
I don't know what he was. I don't think he was yelling, "I got it."
Well, yeah. Tag, you're in.
You better,
it's all you.
You better have it.
It's all about you.
There's nobody else there. First and third, and Chris Heisey bats for the first time. Two outs and 2 on.
As this game rolls on into the 8th inning and the Reds doing more damage, it's hard to really focus in on anything but Cueto in this whole presentation tonight. This almost seems like secondary stuff to what he's doing.
Yep, I'm sure they're even he is certainly anxious to get back on that mound. It seems like it's inevitable. Of course, the Pirates can't get into that kind of thinking. Cueto 6 outs away from pitching another shutout. The Reds haven't had a back-to-back shutout performance by one pitcher in 37 years. Tom Seaver the last to do it. Ball, 1 strike on Heisey. Bruce at first, Votto at third.
Yep, keep it here and see what happens.
And popped up. Walker calling for it. He'll make the catch. Head to the bottom half of inning number 8. Johnny Cueto tossing a 2-hit shutout. Lead for Cincinnati and Johnny Cueto. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
The man of the hour.
Last Reds pitcher to throw back-to-back shutouts, Tom Seaver. September 20th, 1977, at San Diego. 5 days later, did it against the Braves in Atlanta.
Hall of Famer. Hard to think of him, though, as a Cincinnati Red at most of the time with his work with the New York Mets.
Jordy Mercer takes strike one. Mercer, like most of his teammates, an 0 for 2. He's bounced to short and popped up.
Even tougher to think about Seaver is the Chicago White Sox pitcher. And you can't even think about pitching to the Braves because they didn't.
That's right. Mercer bounces it to Frazier. A little bobble. Frazier going to stay with it. Throw to first base late. Just looking for a door to crack open is all. And could that error be it?
Never know. In between hops there, and it gets away just far enough.
Tabata comes to the plate for the first time. Or the double switch. He takes a strike. Want to pass along our best wishes to big Pirate fan Denning Gearhart. He is recovering in the hospital. A stroke the last few days. He's watching tonight, so we wish you the best, Denning.
We didn't get to the Boy Have a Minute program. Hello to Bobby Joe Landman, great Pirate fan. Ran into him the other day, talking about the great season last year and hoping for more. Bobby Joe, good guy, good friend.
And 2-1. To Brandon Phillips on 4-6-3 double play.
There's that hot spot, that hot defensive spot again, shading up towards second base. Ball well hit, double play.
That takes care of the error. For Phillips and Cozart as Cueto now faces Starling Marte for the 4th time.
Tell you, when you're pitching like this, talking about Cueto, you almost want the ball every other day. Just got that feel where you're expecting it to be this good.
Here he is, 2-hit shutout following his 3-hit shutout performance against the Pirates. 3-0 Cincinnati. Oliver Onion by a nose. Look at Mount Washington, St. Mary of the Mount. As we move to the 9th inning, the Reds leading 3-0. Stormy Pimentel faces Brian Pena. He tries to bunt with that third base area wide open. Pena singled in a run in the 7th inning. Thought he had doubled. Initially, he was ruled safe. Clint Hurdle challenged it, and the call was overturned. So Jordy Mercer did get a piece of Brian Pena, but still damage done as he singled home a big first run and tries it again.
Why not?
But the thing about it, Steve, you said this I think last night. when you've got the entire left side of the infield available to you, you don't have to hurry. You can square, take you square early. They're not going anywhere. Alvarez isn't charging.
Yeah, it's like a sacrifice bunt, and you've got a right-hand pitcher going that way. I mean, yeah, you don't have to trick anybody.
And now, Pimentel, a little bit of a trick, and in the dirt, but Davis can't come up with it. Hit off of Pimentel. He recovered and threw in the dirt. But Pena reaches again.
Took a swipe at it, got lucky, made contact. And then the thing that happens so often, you rush it a little bit. He had to get after it pretty good there. He didn't have too much extra time. Throws the sinker. It doesn't work. To get the chance for the out, it doesn't happen.
Pena with his second straight hit. Now Zach Cozart, he doubled in a run in the 7th. We're talking about the last time a Cincinnati Reds pitcher threw back-to-back shutouts. And it was Tom Seaver back in 1977. September 20th in San Diego against the Padres. 5 days later in Atlanta. That was 1977. The last time a pitcher threw back-to-back shutouts against the Pirates. One pitcher swing and a miss. Runner goes. Pena is going to be safe, as Neil Walker can't hold on to the baseball.
Russell's got to reach out, still gets it there in time, and then, can't handle the baseball. The slide is short. Russell doing everything he can to get it there, and just never had a handle.
Ball and a strike.
You were starting to say before I interrupted you about the last kind of.
You didn't. You know. I think you know.
I thought you were going in a different direction with Randy Tomlin.
Oh,
did it for the Pirates.
Check swing roller. Pena will move up. Cozart is retired, kind of like a bunt. Brings up Cueto.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't pick up that napkin flying around, paper napkin instead of the baseball.
Anyway, the last opponent to throw back-to-back shutouts against the Pirates, Woody Fryman did it as a member of the Montreal Expos back in 1975. Woody Fryman shut out the Pirates 5-0 at Three River Stadium, April 16th, 1975. He beat Doc Ellis in that game, and then turned the trick again on April 23rd, 1975 at Montreal's Olympic Stadium. 5-0. He beat Jerry Royce, and look at this. It's Johnny Cueto's night. Johnny Cueto, an RBI single. And it is 4-0.
Frosting on his cake.
Ike Davis goes over to cover first, thinking, well, no. Cueto singles in the 4th run. All of a sudden, the Reds have 10 hits.
Yeah, after having, one through the first 6?
Yeah. Billy Hamilton is 2 out of 4. He stole a base in the 3rd after his base hit. And he singled and scored in the 8th. Johnny Cueto with his 3rd hit of the season. It is his night. Tossing a 2-hit shutout. This ball's pulled foul. And delivering an RBI. He had 1 ribby all of last season. It's his 8th career run batted in. He is 3 outs away from improving to 2-2, and again becoming the first Reds pitcher to throw back-to-back shutouts since 1977. And strike 3 call. Didn't you have a string, Steve, of shutouts?
Yes, I did.
What
I
year?
had 3 in a row.
What year was that?
68. There was a lot of that going around in 68. That was the year of the pitcher.
3 in a row, not too shabby.
No, you wanted the ball almost every day instead of every other day. Just really getting in a rhythm.
Did you come close in the 4th straight start? What happened in the 4th one?
That's a good question. I have no idea. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been good.
Why?
If I didn't remember.
Oh.
This year, Mr. Gibson had a 1.12 ERA and somehow lost 9 games.
Joey Votto at the plate. 2-0 on Votto, who has walked and singled his last 2 times to the plate. Several days ago, Brian Price put him in the 2 spot of the order. Talking to Clint Hurdle about that, putting your best hitter in the 2 hole. He's saying, I'm not closed-minded about anything. I keep an open-minded, but we're not ready to go there at this point. All depends on the makeup of your lineup. And it's worked for Brian Price and Votto as the offense has been better. Foul out of play. Two and 2 on Votto.
Yeah, what you think most of the time, no matter if you're a good major league hitter, if you are a good major league hitter, a high percentage of the time when you get up the plate, you are thinking, I want to hit the ball hard. I'm not thinking I'm in the number 3 spot. I've had to do something unique. If I'm in the number 6 spot, do something different as leadoff man. Most of the time, I'm trying to hit the ball hard.
I guess the only thing about it, Steve, is that there's no question that the makeup of a lineup is important, because managers, I mean, we talked to Jim Leland. He would spend hours, he'd spend early morning hours staying up awake trying to come up with the right configuration. So it's not a big deal, even though sometimes managers will say, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. And they think long and hard about it. And as Hurdle has said too, probably the best spot in the Pirates lineup, no secret, is the number 2 spot, because you're in front of McCutchen. Strike 3 on Votto. That's rare. Not looking. And now we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is 4-0. Can Cueto complete what he has started again? Trying to accomplish something that a Reds pitcher has not since Tom Seaver back in 1977. Johnny Cueto. That's what he has done tonight, Steve. He's been brilliant.
Yeah, it's just been from start to finish. He gave up a hit in the 1st, a hit in the 2nd, and that's been it. That's just remarkable. Not remarkable. I mean, it's just really impressive. Really, really impressive.
You see pitches by inning. He's been very efficient. Only 91 pitches thrown through 8 innings.
And if we can stay that in that 7th inning, you have a 7-pitch inning. When you were that far and that deep into the game, you are in control of the whole deal.
Just in case the Reds do get someone up in the bullpen.
And it sounds funny, but it can change so quickly.
It's their closer for now, Broxton, until Chapman gets back.
Doesn't look like it's going to change, but it has happened.
They're hoping that Chapman might throw some live BP tomorrow. And a strike on Neil Walker. He's grounded out twice. He's flied to left.
This will be pitch number 92.
Foul. And it's 0-2 on Neil Walker. Cueto has walked 2 batters. He has struck out 4.
12 last week. Threw 107 pitches in that game, in that masterpiece. And on his way to reducing that pitch count here.
1-2. Fastball is up. McCutchen singled with 2 outs in the first. And Travis Snyder with 1 out in the second. And that is it in terms of the hits. He had a 3-hit shutout against the Pirates last Wednesday. He's even better tonight, working on a 2-hit shutout. A fly ball to shallow center field, a liner that is caught by Hamilton. It's actually one of the harder hit balls of the night.
And you know, you go back to what's happened recently with Cueto. 2 years ago, you're talking about maybe being a little more deceptive, turning a little bit. 119 games. So you look at last year, oh yeah, he fell off to 5-2, but he's on the DL 3 different times. Still 5-2 when he did pitch. ERA very respectable. So it really wasn't a fall off from a pitching standpoint, but from a physical standpoint.
And there's a strike on Andrew McCutchen. Toward right, and could this break the shutout? It does. An opposite field home run for Andrew McCutchen. There goes the shutout.
Did he do this last night?
His 3rd of the young season, and yes, homers in back-to-back games for McCutchen.
Upstairs, he has the power to go to the opposite field. Last night it was to right center.
Ball 1. Opposite field. 320 feet away and over that 21-foot high wall in right.
You're talking about him maybe starting to be on a roll. 3 hits last night with a home run. A couple more knocks tonight. 2 for 3. Long ball.
Two 2-0 on Alvarez, and now it's 3-0. Well, if Alvarez reaches, then all of a sudden it becomes a save situation. Price might decide, now that the shutout bid is gone, to go ahead and bring Broxton in.
So maybe the chant does work. They were chanting.
Yeah, they've been chanting for about eight or 9 innings.
Yeah.
And bounce to the right side. Takes care of Pedro Alvarez, and that is out number 2. Bucks down to their last out. Russell Martin walked his first time up. He has also struck out looking, hit a fly ball to the warning track in center.
Perhaps a little adrenaline with that delivery. Still getting it to home plate, 93 miles an hour in the 9th inning.
One ball, one strike, the count. One and 2 on Martin. Finish him off with a fastball. They're going to try to do just that. 2-2, still giddy up there, Steve. 94.
Yep. Well, I've always maintained that adrenaline will take you through a 9th inning as long as you don't rush it and try to get all 3 outs on one pitch. If you're in the 8th or 9th inning, you've pitched well enough to have that adrenaline, to see the finish line. I don't think fatigue should be a factor for this close.
Oh,
I mean, that was that close. Could have got the call, but didn't.
3-2. And he walked him.
Number 3 on the night.
Oh, here comes Brian Price.
Now he's going to ask him if he wants to go. He's not in danger. He's still strong. Or he's going to make a move. This is where sometimes you'll get the respect. Do you want this?
You know, Steve, too, also, this is a pitching coach.
Yep.
That is the manager. So he knows more than anybody what that's like to be out on that mound. He knows these pitchers better than most. And he was their pitching coach the last few years. Now he's their manager.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at this. And to be quite honest, I applaud this.
And, you know, you think that guys that have that background, they have that sense of how important it is to a guy like a Cueto.
Yeah, and he doesn't look tired. Yeah, you were talking 94 a couple pitches ago.
With Barmas pinch running for Russell Martin now.
He has thrown to this point one more pitch than he did in that gem last week.
And now Mike Davis takes a ball.
I would venture a guess that Brian Price is saying, all right, I'm going to give you one more. You've earned it.
Brian Price hoping to have the type of success that other former pitching coaches have had currently. Bud Black in San Diego, John Farrell with the Boston Red Sox.
And you'll honor that deal with the manager. Give me one more. If you don't get it, you expect to go.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Close to that edge.
Slaps it foul. Got up to 95.
Here's your 9th inning adrenaline.
It's out of play. They're giving Barmas second, so he's taking it on each pitch.
You know, this is another factor, and it doesn't apply to Cueto because he's been around a long time. But as a young pitcher in the major leagues, learning how to work a 9th inning, not rushing, not getting ahead of yourself. It's patience. You're that close to the finish line. You're in the 9th inning. Don't change much. There's a reason you're in the 9th.
Inside. Well, that game last week where he went the distance was just his 5th career complete game. Now he's looking for his 6th, and
obviously had to be a 1, 2, 3 9th last week. Not obviously, but I'm guessing that it
having
was.
retired 13 straight at the end.
Yeah.
2-2 on Ike Davis, and he's worked the count full.
Sometimes you can be pitching a gem and just get a little bit ahead of yourself, get a little bit out of rhythm, just trying to get it done. I remember thinking in some of these kind of situations, Greg, somebody make a spectacular play in back of me.
Yeah.
Make a play for me.
Ike Davis battling here. You know what I said previously, but this would be his 8th career complete game. If he can get Davis, his 7th, he went the distance last time. And reaching out and popping it to left, he is going to go the distance. Johnny Cueto. Back-to-back complete games. Took a while in that 9th inning, but he got it done. And the Reds down the Pirates, a 3-hitter. The home run by McCutchen here in the 9th spoils his shutout bid.
And that picture right there tells the story. It was Johnny Cueto's night. Simple as that. He came up with a gem, marred by the home run off the bat of Andrew McCutchen, but take nothing away from superior performance. 2 complete games, total of 6 hits against the Bucks.
So that's the story from up here in the broadcast booth. Let's send it downstairs now to Robin Teak.
Steve and Greg, thanks very much. And, you know, actually the Pirates would have had the tying run at the plate if not for the fact that Cueto drove in a run in the 9th inning. It was really Cueto's night. The guys mentioned that as soon as he got the RBI. That put him up 4-0. Looked kind of like a harmless run, but all of a sudden that wound up actually being a big run that Cueto drove in.
It was a big run, but also, you know, you got to remember, you know, he just pitched outstanding tonight. It really, you know, if he had to and, you know, didn't have that margin to work with, he probably doesn't give up that run.
Right.
So, you know, he pitches McCutchen a little different. When you're up, you know, by 3 runs, you don't pitch McCutchen nearly as carefully as you do if, you know, it's 1 or 2 runs.
All right, just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, presented by Miller Lite, and of course it is Johnny Cueto. He was the story. You talk about tipping your cap to a pitcher sometimes. Well, when a pitcher this good is on his game, this is what happens. Johnny Cueto is a top-flight pitcher, and he was on his game tonight.
And, you know, he's had success against the Pirates. Stan and I were talking about in the pregame show about how nice it would be after last fall's game here, you know, to strap one on him again. Maybe he wouldn't feel quite so comfortable coming into PNC Park, but that did not happen tonight. He was the same Cueto that we've seen both here at PNC Park and also at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. He was just dominant.
Unfazed, a complete game 3-hit gem for Johnny Cueto. The Pirates lose to the Cincinnati Reds. Final score was 4-1. Coming up on Pirates Post Game, presented by the Allegheny Health Network, we will have highlights of this game as well as post-game reaction. Ask Teak, highlights from around the league, an historic night in Major League Baseball. All that and more coming up next.